Alright guys, so I got it all tacked up. And I'm gonna end up welding it tomorrow, but I kind of wanted to show you guys. This here I'll have to fix. I'll have to cut this lower corner back, and then when I put the plate in, it'll be all nice and flush. Same with this side. It's 100 thousandths thick. But if you guys can see, now there's the look that we're going for, and the screen will go on the back. I'm gonna stand it up and see if I can do this. There we go. So with it all tacked, you guys can see, and then it's flush on the back, or it will be flush. There it goes. It'll be all flush, and the screen will bolt there and obviously on the bottom. But I wanted to share with you guys, if that's straight, somewhat straight, kind of looks pretty cool. So I'm going to end up welding all these up and metal finishing it. And it's going to be lightweight. And not only that is, so, I mean, there's more than one way you can build one of these. If you do want to, I mean, if you guys like this look, this one's out of aluminum. I'm just doing it for lightweight because we're only mounting to the bottom of the screen and to the screen in the center and one bolt on the sides. So I didn't want it flopping around being real solid, but I mean, you guys can do the same thing out of sheet metal and go have it chromed. This way, once I get done with it, he can send it off if he wanted to. He can polish it, he can powder coat it, whatnot. So just so you guys know, the bottom is flat, like straight as a board. The top is the one that's tapered. So you guys could really see it there, and goes down to 3/4 of an inch. And then when you look at it this way, so not only does it go uphill this way, it's straight, but then when you turn it over, it's pretty much the same depth. So to give it that bar look. So you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna get to welding this thing, and when it's all done and metal finished and bolted in the grill, I'll show you guys the finished product. But this is where you guys probably heard me in other videos, think outside the box. Just because we don't have a CNC machine, and for the cost of it, he ain't gonna be able to have this done on a CNC machine cheaper than what I'm building it. But if you guys could basically think of it, if you have, obviously this is out of 100 thousandths aluminum, 3003. If you guys want to do it like this where it's bent, you're gonna have probably a pretty decent brake to bend this. Obviously any brake will bend this, you could bend this in the vise, but to bend these 90 as long of pieces as they were, it was still tough on my big brake. So your little 4-footer's probably not gonna be able to handle it. You can go have them pre-bent, or like I said, is you can do it out of thinner stuff. I am using the riv nut, so the riv nut would go in 060 if you could weld aluminum, and your standard 4-foot brake will probably bend it. You could do it out of sheet metal. Your 4-foot brake would also bend that. TIG weld it, fuse it all up, grind it, metal finish it. The only problem that we're facing is he wants a really radiused edge on the front, and I'm not gonna get it out of sheet metal. I could put like a small bend in it and a small bend in this one, and then fuse the two in the center and then kind of grind it, and you'll have somewhat of a radius. But being this is 100 thousandths, when I go to weld it, I'll be able to grind quite a bit down and really radius it. And once I get it smooth, I may even grab a wood router, and use like maybe like a 1/2 inch radius or something like that, because I'm gonna burn it in. But I hope you guys, this video is beneficial to you guys in opening your eyes to see what the custom world's all about. I mean, this car will be the only one with it. I have seen it on like Corvettes. They kind of do something similar, but theirs is obviously CNC'd. But this will totally change the appearance of the car, and people's gonna be like, what kind of grill is that? Da da da. But this is how I was telling you guys, think outside the box. Hope you guys like this video, and I'm gonna get to welding. When it's all finished, I'll show you guys the finished product. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I got it all welded up, and I kind of wanted to show you guys the kind of after photo, I guess you would say. So what I ended up doing, and just so some of you guys know, this thing here it's all welded, okay? And what happened is I was gonna use a grinder, and yes, that is faster, but actually I used a Vixen file, a body file. I'm gonna show you why. So this is my file, and I filed each side. Yes, it took a lot of time, but as you could see, it's almost flawless. It made everything flat. So this edge here is perfectly flat, that edge is flat. Then I came back and I used the file and I created my radius. And the reason I was gonna use the grinder, but the grinder will actually put divots in it. So, because no matter the strokes you use or whatnot. So the reason I did that, so I could either do it, or you could either do it, or you could spend the money, and when you give it to the chromer, he's gonna have to basically block sand and sand to where it's perfectly flat so it lays out flat. So I ended up going this route. You could use the grinder and say, hell with it, I'm just gonna pay to have it done. But as you could see, the finish, it's not finished. I still have a weld to grind in the center. I got this end cap on, and that's where I'm gonna put a nut cert. I'm waiting for the customer to show up because on the other side, the grill opening itself had moved, and I'm gonna run it by him before I actually go in, and I may have to sand that down a little bit, put on my end cap, and I don't want it to be too long where it won't fit in the car. As you can see, this piece here, when this moves in like that, this piece up here, that blue piece, it moves up. So I'm thinking when it has clips, so once he puts this in, that could shove up, which will actually shove this in, which makes it, you could see my piece moving. So, and then what I'll do is, like I did the other side, is I'll come in and I'll mark to where I have the same gap all the way around, put my end cap on, weld it, and then obviously the nut cert, because this side basically is perfect. As you can see, it's right there. So as you can see, it fits nice and tight. It'll have a nut cert in there, so it'll stay in there. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. You guys can really see it now, how it tapers and stuff like that. But like I said, I want to share that with you. As me going through the process of building this, I didn't have me welding all the aluminum and stuff. I mean, that's just time consuming. But I figured the detail of taking a file instead of a grinder and stuff like that, you could actually see like it's almost a store-bought piece. And then wait for the customer. After the customer shows up, I'll proceed to get this, and then I'll end up showing you guys the riv nuts that I'm gonna use inserts. And then obviously I gotta put the grill in and kind of line everything up so you guys will see basically the finished product. So hang in there, and I'm gonna get to kind of making the pieces that I need for the other side until he gets here, and I'll just keep showing you the updates of the video. But as of right now, I'm kind of on a little hold, but I'll show you the finished product. All right, so the customer came, got that fixed, got it all drilled and bolted and finished welded. So now you guys can see the afterthought of what we were thinking when we designed this, and you can see the top, the depth of it. I still got to file some weld in the back, but it's pretty much in there on its own now. This is the grill screen that he's using. It's powder coated aluminum. You can get it in numerous shapes and stuff like that. So my next deal is I'm gonna lay it in there. I'm gonna find a center line on the back side of this and a center groove in here somewhere. So basically this particular center line, wherever it's gonna be, and then every, I don't know, 8 inches or 10 inches or something, I'll put more riv nuts in the back here, and that's what's gonna hold in the grill screen. But as you can see, it's a pretty different grill opening. The opening is the same, but the bar and stuff is obviously custom. This is for a 50, not the square T-bird, it's 50, 56, maybe 55, 54. The little short one, the one that I did on another video with a coupe. So it's gonna look pretty good. Here's the back, so you can kind of see. And then obviously my grill will attach down here and up here in the piece that I made. So I hope you guys are liking the progress of this. I mean, I really am. It was a lot of welding, a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, but I think the overall look of it, that center bar is just holding the opening because the grill was actually part of that at one time. That's gonna get cut out when I go to put the screen in. So all you're gonna see is the lateral bar that goes across and then the screen. The one going vertical will be obsolete. So, all right, I'm gonna get to cutting that brace out and getting the grill kind of fit, and then we'll just keep moving right along. All right, guys, so I got the back of it drilled. I got all the riv nuts in. I got the grill in. I don't have the bar cut out, but that's pretty much it for now. I'm gonna go in and I scribed the line in here, and I'll end up folding this over the flange so it could attach. But other than that, that's the finished product. So as you can see, it went from a stock grill opening, grill, what have you, to a full-blown custom. Takes a little bit of time, but as you can see, it really looks, I'm really satisfied with that trim piece molding that I made. I put 2 rib nuts on the sides, there was already a hole there, so that threads in there. And basically, once that's in, it kind of wants to spin, which that's okay because the grill is going to hold it down here with some screws that I didn't screw in. And then obviously the screws here that we could put some washers on to kind of help support it. So I hope you guys like this video. Like I said, think outside the box. I mean, this is what I've kind of been preaching to you guys. This is thinking outside the box. It didn't come from Ford this way. It didn't come out of the manufacturer this way. This is something that me and the customer, collaborated about. And this is what we came up with, that it's really going to give this car a modern look, but it's also going to give it a really clean look instead of the old stock grill that was just flat like that black screen in the background with nothing in the middle. So I hope you guys like this video. You guys stay tuned. If you're not a subscriber, go over there and subscribe. I'm on hold right now on the old truck. When the chassis comes back, I'll show you guys some brake lines, fuel lines, stuff like that, and we'll go from there. So these are just kind of like little filler jobs that are coming in, so I figured you guys would probably like this. A little bit of metal work, TIG welding some aluminum, and basically making some custom parts. So stay tuned, and I'll shoot you guys another video whenever I get some more stuff coming in.